Yo, what is going on? Welcome to Bearded Fireflies Wrestling Podcast. Today is October 6th, 2024, the year of our Lord, the year of the dragon, not the American dragon, the year of the scapegoat,
Hell no.
and the real the year of our OTC. The only tribal chief, the original tribal chief, Roman Reigns. Welcome to Bearded Fireflies Wrestling Podcast. You may see some things that look a little different. Platform in which we use, measuring tapes. The platform in which we're using gave us new updates, so we're testing them out to see which ones we like, and then we're going to run in the future with them. But anyways, welcome to the show. We have an action-packed show today. We're going to be covering this on this day in wrestling history. We're going to be covering Raw, NXT, SmackDown, and Bad Blood that happened last night. But before we get into that, Chris, how is your day going?
Kind of panicking a little bit because now we got another storm we got to worry about, and this one looks to hit us head on. It just shifted a little south, so hopefully we'll be okay. But just getting supplies and getting all that stuff is hard. But I'm okay, man. How are you?
Definitely. I'm good, man. I'm good. I had a very adventurous day yesterday. You and I talked about it off camera. It was really awesome. One of the things I do on the side, we had an event yesterday for it, and it was just transformative for everybody involved, to include the people that were facilitating it. So it was just super awesome, really cool, really good environment. Before we get going, anybody, I know that there's probably not a lot of people watching or will know, but anybody that is in West North Carolina or Tennessee, you guys are in our hearts. Help is on the way. Help is there. I have family and friends that are there currently right now that are helping out with clearing up some of the debris and some of the rubble. And so, thank you to all the volunteers that are out there that are helping with damage and recovery and stuff like that. And I hope that this doesn't have to happen again in the future. So moving forward, before we get started, Chris, how was your week, man?
How was the week?
Yeah, how was your week?
I recorded 2 podcasts with one therapist and a holistic healer. Her conversation was kind of rushed because she had a meeting before that, and then therapist I had recorded with on Thursday or Wednesday, whatever day it was a really good conversation. He had a very intense personality, so it kind of felt a little rushed on kind of ending it. But he was another really, really good guest. Wrestling world's been a little crazy lately, and everybody being a Facebook meteorologist making this storm even worse is just kind of,
Yeah, I agree. My week was pretty awesome, man. I did a lot of different things over my week in preparation for yesterday. But yeah, pretty much, just providing support where I need. And I finished up all my required tasks for my shaman class. I should be certified this month, so I'm super happy about that. It's a year in progress.
Oh yeah,
a year of hard work come to pay off, and then it's off to the next venture. But we're not here to talk about us. We're here to talk about wrestling. And you guys might be seeing that JR's not here. JR had a few errands to run, and he will join us a little bit later. So in lieu of that, we're going to pick up the slack, and we are going to cover today in wrestling history. We do this. This is something that we decided was important to look back at some of the things that happened in the past in wrestling. It's something that we love, and then in order to look forward. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to look back at today in wrestling history. And so October 6th, today in wrestling history. Jesus, there's a bunch of stuff on my screen. Anyways, so first, we have one of the most controversial moments in the history of Monday Night Raw. WWE conducted an interview with Melanie Pillman less than 24 hours after the passing of her husband Brian Pillman. I remember seeing this on the Monday Night Wars. I was too young to actually like understand what was happening when I seen it live, but watching it on the Monday Night Wars, that was like a shitty thing for Vince to do or creative. So,
What was it?
1999.
You were lagging a little bit.
Oh, sorry. The wife of Melanie Pillman, or sorry, the wife of Brian Pillman, Melanie Pillman, was interviewed less than 24 hours after the passing of Brian.
Oh, yeah, I forgot all about that.
Yeah, yeah. 1999, Gorilla Monsoon passed away due to complications brought on by diabetes at the age of 62. That impacted a lot of people, to include like Bobby the Brain Heenan. I remember watching WCW and him getting just absolutely, tearing up a lot because of the passing of Gorilla Monsoon. Him and Gorilla Monsoon were partners in WWE when Bobby the Brain Heenan was on commentary. 2007, Nigel McGuinness defeated Morishima to win the ROH championship in Edison, New Jersey. That's cool. 2013, WWE presented the Battleground pay-per-view at First Niagara Center in Buffalo, New York. This event ended up being the lowest number of pay-per-view buys since 2000. What's up?
I was just saying the pay-per-view wasn't terrible. I don't know why it gets so much hate.
No, that was the pay-per-view that Cody and Dustin finally defeated.
Oh, I'm sorry. You were lagging so bad that I thought you said something completely different.
No, it wasn't the worst. I don't know why I'm lagging, guys. I'm sorry in advance that I'm lagging. 2015, Matt Hardy vacated the World Heavyweight Championship. Yeah. Matt Hardy vacated the TNA World Heavyweight Championship just one day after winning it. The title was vacated in reality because TNA had no plans or cash flow to tape further TV content. WWE presents Hell in a Cell pay-per-view from the Garden One Center in Sacramento, California. The highlights of the show were Charlotte Flair defeating Bayley to win the SmackDown Women's Championship via submission, as well as Becky Lynch retaining her Raw Women's title against Butcha Banks, Bumperhead, and Hell in a Cell. The main event of the show was Seth Rollins versus The Fiend. Yeah, Miss Forehead. Yep. The main event of that night was Seth Rollins versus The Fiend, which the referee called no contest at the end of the match. 2020, controversy reigned in Impact Wrestling when it looked as if Jordynne Grace won the X Division Championship from Raju. This match was won when Grace rolled up Raju after Willie Mack belt from the title holder's hands, which meant the referee never held the title above his head before the match, and Raju claimed and convinced the official that it was never an official match. So notable wrestling birthdays, we had Alpha Jr. 1984, Dixie Carter 1964, Barry Darsow at 1959, and Bruno Sammartino 1935. Notable wrestling deaths were Gorilla Monsoon in 1999, Gran Ninawa in 2010, and Sarah Lee in 2020. I have no clue who Sarah Lee is, but that is our today in wrestling history.
Sarah Lee one. That one is heartbreaking.
Who was Sarah Lee? I don't remember.
You know who she is, right? She was the wife of Wesley Blake. She won Tough Enough.
Oh, okay. All right. Shit. Okay. Yeah. Fuck,
Wait.
man.
Was it Wesley Blake or was it the other guy? Hold on.
Let me find out. Uh, Sarah Lee.
I'm looking.
Uh,
Yeah, Wesley Blake.
yeah, Wesley Blake. Yep. Holy shit. Okay, that's wild. But yeah. Anyways, that was our day in wrestling history. We're gonna move on to Monday Night Raw, dude, and talk about Monday Night Raw. It felt like a proper go home show. It really did.
Yeah.
With a few twists and turns in the show itself, and an impressive, awesome main event. So first, Jey Uso kicked off Raw, and he was celebrating his win against Braun Breaker for the Intercontinental title. He got a new Intercontinental title with some updates on it, with the blue on it. I really like it. I think it adds to the championship. It makes it look more
Gorgeous.
interesting. Oh yeah, gorgeous title. And then Braun Breaker comes out, and I don't know about you, Chris, but I thought that he was going to attack Jey. He said he wasn't. He said he's just gonna. He said he's gonna move on. And they both shared respect for each other, and Braun left the ring. So what's next for Braun Breaker? We'll see, and we might see later on in the show. Next we had Rey Mysterio versus Xavier Woods, and I honestly, all joking aside, I completely forgot that this match was going to take place. And it's not that, I completely forgot. But this match was pretty much Xavier Woods was frustrated due to the fact that his his New Day tag team partner was essentially not sharing information with him and not telling him what was going on. And he felt he needed to prove himself, so he challenged Rey for a match this past week. Rey accepted. And really good match, really enjoyable match. And it's seen the ending where Xavier Woods accidentally grabbed Rey's mask and it came off. And Xavier was like, "What do I do? I'm just going to roll him up for the pin." And then that led on to some controversy later on in the show. But Woods had some definite like heel characteristics going on in that match. What do you think?
Yeah, man. I really like. I think that was one of the more creative finishes I've seen in a hot minute, and I think the fact that it's a slow burn heel turn, I think fits him so much better than just like hot shotting a straight heel turn.
Yeah, exactly. I know that on here you and I have been talking. I'm like, let's turn him already. But this slow burn is what is needed for him, or a split up of the group because something happens later on in the show that could change the way that everything happens. But anyways, next we see Sonya Deville and Shayna Baszler backstage trying to intimidate Lyra Valkyria ahead of her match with Zoe Stark. They need to do something with that group. But anyways, next was Zoe Stark versus Lyra.
It's not working, man.
No. Stark picked up the win over Lyra after Sonya
great match.
Great match. She picked up the win after they. Oh shit! What's up?
What's up?
Anyways,
there you go.
So Sonya picked up the win after she interfered in the match with Zoe Stark and Lyra Valkyria. Before we go on Monday Night Raw, we're joined by JR. Good old JR.
What's up? Sorry, boys, about the delay there. I was roped into some last minute lunch pickup. Somebody else was supposed to do it, but they told me nope, you're going to pick it up. So I had to drive up to the local grocery store, got some wood fire pizza for lunch.
Nice.
So so that's the lunch there. But yeah, we're all good here. But yeah, it's all good.
Nice.
For the most part.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. We shall continue. So next we had the backstage segment where Kofi
I'm
was
starting to
talking
think that
to.
lagging is on my.
It may be. I don't know. But backstage we seen Kofi
I'll be right back.
talk.
I'm going to try and reset something.
Okay. We seen Kofi talk to Woods and pretty much question like why did you fucking do some
Mess
dirty
up.
ass tricks, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, and Woods was like, what was I supposed to do, man? But anyways, he also revealed that Woods would get a Intercontinental Championship match tomorrow on Raw against Jey Uso. So that's pretty cool.
It's pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think honestly, the talk of the show, in my opinion, was the one last promo from Punk and Drew McIntyre. They lowered the Hell in a Cell down. They brought both of the men out. They put security in between them. God damn. Punk opened up and said, I have nothing to say to you that I haven't said already. And Drew was talked about how he was wearing a black suit because that was going to be his fucking funeral. And it was really, really a fucking a very good promo battle, or promo between Punk and Drew. And Drew was going to walk out of the ring, and Punk had a rebuttal for him. And I think like the signature line, and I sent it while I was watching Bad Blood, was you're not going to pray to God, you're not going to pray to the devil, you're going to pray to me because you're going to beg for mercy. And fuck, was that foreshadowing?
Oh, that's a big foreshadow. Yeah.
Yeah. Very good promo between the two. I could watch them go back and forth and fight for the rest of my life and enjoy it, just because there's so much to that story and so much to everything. But anyways, Punk also said, he said that you're turning me into what my biggest critics are saying that I am. Now, I don't know if that's a shot at AEW, or if that's just probably is, or a shot at why people didn't like him prior to when he left WWE the last time. God damn, that was a solid ass promo.
Very good. Very good.
Yeah. Next, we had a backstage segment with The Miz and Braun Strowman, and The Miz was talking about how Strowman interrupted his match with Bronson Reed, and it never happened. R-Truth ended up popping up out of nowhere and said that he got a match with AOP.
Yeah.
He said we got a match against AOP, and The Miz looked completely frustrated and said, "You mean AOP?" And yeah, so that would play out later on in the show. Next, we had LWO versus Judgment Day, and like, to be honest, and I'm just throwing this out there, I'm getting sick of the LWO thing.
Yeah, that's a little repetitive. It's like they're not going anywhere right now at the moment with them, to be honest.
No.
But yeah,
it's a little abrasive. I mean, if you're gonna push Dragon Lee, and you're gonna make Dragon Lee like the next kind of like stand-in leader, like come on, allow him to get the wins. Allow him to pick up the wins. Really fun match, but we've seen Judgment Day pick up the win over LWO.
Yeah.
Really solid match. So after the match, we saw Damian Priest come out. We saw Rhea come out. They once again got decimated at the hands of Judgment Day. I think Finn hit Damian Priest with like four coup de grace, 3 or 4.
Yep.
God, it was vicious. And then there was that funny bit where Rhea took her shoe off and threw it at Liv.
That was brilliant. Yeah. I mean, honestly, who throws a shoe?
Yeah. Who throws a shoe, honestly?
You fight like a woman.
Yeah, but I mean, like, it's really, really good. Next, there was an interview with Sheamus where he called Pete Dunne to a good old-fashioned Donnybrook match. It's going to be vicious. Next, we had chat.
Oh, no.
Yep. Next, we had Kofi Kingston versus Chad Gable. Really good match, really solid match up until the very end. And Chad, got thrown off the ropes. There's some miscommunication between Kofi and Xavier. Xavier went to trip up Chad Gable, and Kofi was going for Trouble in Paradise. Kofi obviously missed. Chad applied the ankle lock, and was it the ankle lock that got the pin? Or
no, I think he got just a roll up. I believe.
Yeah. He hit him with the with his suplex, bridging suplex for the win.
That's right. Oh yeah. The chaos. Yes, that's right.
Yep. Next, there was a pre-tape promo from Damage Control, Kairi Sane and Io Sky, where they issue an open challenge to, or they issue a challenge to Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill.
Yep.
And then we seen in the back where Kofi was yelling at Xavier, pretty much saying, "Why'd you interfere in my match? I didn't ask you to." Woods was like, "I was trying to help you." So it's further fucking divide between the two. Slow burn. Next we had Sami Zayn come out and take shots at Gunther. Gunther came out and absolutely obliterated Sammy. Absolutely obliterated him. After Sammy made a shot and said, your family came all the way from Germany to watch you get beat by little old me.
Yeah.
And your father must have been really disappointed and called you a disappointment, right? And so Gunther accepted his challenge, and it looks like confirmed last night we're getting Gunther versus Sammy tomorrow night on Raw.
Perfectly fine. No problem with that.
As long as Sammy don't pick up the win, I'm good.
He's not gonna pick it up. I keep telling everybody this is just a filler until the possibility of what we saw at Bad Blood, which we will get to later on.
But here's the thing, Jeff. I want to throw this out there. Somebody pointed out, what if they have Goldberg spear Gunther and have Sammy take the win? It'll be Sammy versus Cody.
I don't want that, but that would be interesting.
That would be interesting, but I don't think.
I'm just saying.
No, yeah, I think the other one you and I talked about yesterday is probably more realistic. It's kind of more realistic, but I don't think he would come in tomorrow. To be honest. Yeah. I may be wrong, but we'll see.
Yeah. We also got a new vignette from the Wyatt Six, and I don't think we know who the target is yet.
Not yet.
But something that Chris pointed out is he thought he saw Alexa Bliss. It is a male. He thought he saw Alexa Bliss at the end, like a quick snippet.
It looked just like her at the very end. I thought it was Alexa.
I thought it was Nikki. He thought it was Alexa. The report that I'm reading from Bleacher Report says Alexa Bliss. So I'm not going to, say who, what it is, whatever. But anyways, we also got an update that Ilya Dragunov suffered a torn ACL at a live event against Gunther. He's going to be out anywhere from 6 to 9 months, which is very unfortunate because he was just.
I said this to JR. I said this to JR, man. I don't agree with them doing big, hard-hitting matches like that on live events. I really, really am against that. And because Ilya does not have a switch that can differentiate TV matches and non-TV matches. Gunther has it. Gunther knows the differences. Ilya has not worked long enough to know the differences.
Very true.
This is his second significant injury in the last couple of years, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Because he had like a neck injury or something.
What was the last one?
It was back in
right.
Remember, he had to relinquish the UK title, and then Tyler Bate had to win it. So I think it would have been probably Braun versus Ilya for the unification, but obviously with the injury to Ilya, it delayed him for like 6 to 7 months, I believe, before he retired in that exchange. So.
Yeah,
absolutely. Next we had the Awesome Truth against AOP. It started out as a hard hitting match. We had R-Truth starting off the match, and he was holding his own. He went to tag in the Miz. Miz got in the ring and fucking kicked him square in the face.
Woo.
Kicked R-Truth square in the face and then walked out, ripped off his awesome.
Time.
Well, yeah,
Miz.
he ripped off his awesome Truth shirt, and as he's walking up, they pan the camera back to Karrion Kross, and he said, "I told you," and he was pretty much saying like it's about time. Also, another little thing, and this is something that JR, Chris, and I talked about during Raw, was when Kofi and Xavier were talking in the first segment, Karrion was in the background listening. Mm-hmm. He was in the very back listening, shaking his head, right? Mm-hmm. Shaking his head, pissed, because I think he knows what's coming.
He's like that. He's like the Emperor in Star Wars. Good, let the anger come to you. That kind of and in our main event, we had the last monster standing match between Braun Strowman and Bronson Reed. Fucking chaos! Oh my god!
There were so many spots in this match that were really good, really well executed. But I feel like Braun got injured really early in the match with that knee injury.
Yeah.
And so that limited what he could do.
Yeah. I think he was selling the knee. He tore his
groin. Think so?
He tore his groin up, apparently, according to what I heard.
Yeah, I think he was selling
it may have been from that splash he did during the match, because like he's not used to jumping off the top rope, so it's like,
well, he did it twice. So he did that splash in the ring, and he did the splash outside the ring to the group.
Yeah.
Geez, they destroyed that whole set, and we finally seen. They were just all over the place, man. They fought in the crowd, they fought on the ramp, they fought in the ring, and finally we seen the ring collapse spot. Now, apparently, there's rumor going around that WWE officials are not happy with the way that the ring broke. Now, if you look at it, the two of the posts collapsed in, and the other two were standing. I don't know. I thought it looked good. I enjoyed it. You don't see a ring break spot often. I think the last one that we seen was Big Show.
Those Strowman versus
where
Strowman. What's that?
Go ahead, Chris.
I was just gonna say I'm kind of at the point where I feel like so many people are so overly critical of every little thing that a ring break botch doesn't bother me all that much.
No,
because that match was incredible. I'm not going to take away from that match.
Exactly. Yeah, and it served its purpose. The ring break served its purpose. I enjoyed it. The crowd was hyped. I'm good with that.
The ending of the match saw Bronson Reed going to get up after delivering the suplex, and Seth Rollins came in and gave him a stomp on the stairs, and we saw Braun Strowman pick up the win.
Congratulations, Braun. One of them.
Yeah. Overall, I think Raw was really good. There's a lot of teases going on right now in Raw. There's a lot of things happening in Raw, and I'm really excited. Now, we're going to move to NXT, but I'm going to say, full disclosure, I tried to watch NXT on the CW app, and Chris and I had an issue with the CW app where we couldn't access it on the app. And that was on our phones. I went on my Xbox, couldn't access it. Looked on YouTube, couldn't access it, but I knew what happened. But because I didn't watch it, I'm gonna let JR and Chris talk about it, and I'm gonna bow out for a second.
Gotcha.
Well, first of all, let me start by getting my Chicago belt out, because I know JR loves this thing so much.
Very, very nice. And for the record, in terms of the CW thing, I actually have it on local broadcast on my digital cable, so I was able. I don't have an issue with the app or anything. So luckily, I can watch it on. It's funny. I can watch it on two channels the Canadian, because there's a Canadian broadcast which is Sportsnet, which has the rights to WWE. So I can watch it there, or I can watch it on the CW, which it's like a 2-second delay between the two. But so I was able to watch it live on CW, the actual channel. So
Yeah,
it's good to know. Yeah.
Yeah, with the CW issue, I feel like there should be a way to watch it live off the app, just like USA, just like every other goddamn TV app that's out there, because not everybody has cable, and I don't have local channels because I don't pay for cable.
Yeah. Yeah, my thing's on internet now, so it's like, I know what you mean. Exactly.
But I got to watch it on a stream, so I mean, take what I can get. I think you're on mute. Oh wait, are you on talking to somebody?
Sorry, someone was calling me.
Oh, you're okay. So let's dig into it, man. What a incredible debut for NXT, man.
Yes. So let me go on full disclosure, because you and I discussed this previously.
Mm-hmm.
So the debut was great. I'm not gonna deny it that it was good. At first I was underwhelmed by it, because I personally thought it could have been a lot better with because you're debuting on another channel. You did it with USA. I thought you were gonna do the same. But after thinking about it, like a couple of days later, you know what? I was satisfied with the debut, to be honest with you. So that was a good. It was.
Yeah, man. It's I felt like all in all, like for what they were able to do for ticket sales and for viewership, I think it was a lot to digest in a 2-hour show that felt like a PLE. And then once you digest it, and man, you look back, I'm like, wow, they did a really good job across the board.
They did.
There is one segment I kind of wish wasn't in there, because it felt really USA Network Monday Night Raw kind of garbage. But we'll get into that when we get there.
Yeah. All right.
But we started off with Shawn Michaels kicking us off, basically saying thank you to everybody in Chicago for being there. And as he started saying, "Are you ready?" we got the originator of NXT himself, Triple H, to come out there and welcome everybody. He was helping Shawn Michaels basically write the show, put it together for that crowd. Phenomenal opening for them, because they did a new video package. They got a new theme song and brand new look, which, by the way, I love the new titles and I love the new logo.
Yeah. And the new belts for this era. Those look beautiful. Those look absolutely.
Yeah, those are gorgeous. I think they might look better than the original NXT title, the black and gold titles, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it is. It's very eye-catching. It's very, something that I would carry around, and everybody would be like, "Oh, what's that belt?" I'm like, "Oh, it's
right." So we kicked off with Roxanne Perez against Julia, and man, can we just talk about? And I fucking hate this word. Can we talk about the aura of Julia? Because my God, the presence that she brings into that ring is just completely unmatched.
Yeah. I mean, she just looks like a natural, and I think she was in awe seeing all those people out there, because she's not used to seeing that many people in the crowd. But yeah.
What was the final capacity? Do you remember?
I don't know. Probably it was in. I had to look it up. I think it was like $8,000. I think, if I'm not mistaken. I'll look it up while we're discussing it here. But the match itself was from top to bottom. That was
phenomenal,
solid overall. I said this to you. This is in contention with the Thea versus Roxanne title match from a few months back, in terms of women's match of the year for the NXT, in my opinion. Yeah, because
that match really. I think set the bar for women's wrestling. I don't think anything that has been done this year, main roster included, maybe Rhea and Becky, but I still say Julia and Roxanne is better.
Yeah, for sure.
But let's talk about the ending really quick, man, because
yes, please. Yeah, I know you have a bone to pick with that one, so please do.
So Cora Jade made her return. She helped Roxanne. Roxanne get the win over Julia, which it essentially protects Julia, and a lot of people were pissed off that Julia lost. And at the same time, if you know business, you know that it was the right decision to have Roxanne retain. Now, when it comes to Cora Jade, I feel ever since she ever turned heel, she has gotten injured, she got new tits, and that's it. That is the only thing that I remember from her heel turn. And I don't think, and this is no disrespect to her at all, I don't think that she is in any position in her career to be in the spot that she's in.
I agree. She should really have to fight for it in this case. Absolutely. But I mean,
and it's like I told you before, man. She's gonna have to do a lot of convincing for me to have that spot that she was literally given. Like, she did not earn that spot. I don't care what anybody says.
Right. I understand that. And then at least she's not like, at least that gives pushes Julia away for now, and she can be more of a chaser in the new year, because we have, of course, two others that are on their way here momentarily, which we'll get to in this case here. But with Cora, I understand what you mean. But at least, with Cora, yes, I understand because of the injuries and that she hasn't done much to deserve that spot. But I mean, we'll see what happens with that. I'm intrigued still.
Yeah,
regardless. And I hope she does.
I trust.
I hope she makes it. Hope she makes it. Yeah, an HBK for sure. Yeah, and I hope she pushes through for the year at least. If she can push through for the year, then at least that's something with Cora. So.
Yeah. So then we had backstage footage with CM Punk, Trick Williams, and Ethan Page arriving. We had a Fraxium vignette, basically talking about A-Town Down. They used the 2K24 as the platform for that. So that was pretty good.
That was good.
We had a really feel-good moment for CM Punk and Lexis King. I really think that Lexis King is in for something really special soon, and I think that endorsement with Punk was really good, because I know Punk is a big fan of him and his father.
Yeah,
obviously.
Of course. Yeah, that's right.
So I'm excited to see what they do with that, because I've said it since he joined. I think Lexis King has a lot of potential, and I think a lot of it was wasted in AEW. But I'm willing to give him more of a chance than most of this community does.
Exactly.
Then we had a little backstage segment with Jada Parker and Lola Vice. Kalani Jordan basically playing Peacemaker for their match later. Then we had a second match, Wesley versus Zachary Wentz.
Ooh.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah, I thought someone was actually.
I have never. Yeah. I've never had my eyes glued to a screen so much in my life until that match was happening.
Yeah, they really brought it together there. It was just solid overall. Good old fashioned street fight between these two, besties. In this case here, I was a little, it's kind of sucked that Wentz actually missed a spot with the table. It's like, oh yeah, it happens.
It looks like he grazed it and overshot it a little bit.
He probably overshot it, which is fine. It's just not a big issue there. It's not like they do it often, like the other channel.
But Chicago's unforgiving.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But they recovered from that, thankfully. So that's not a problem there. Yeah.
Wesley picked up the win. Another really fucking banger ass match. So I'm assuming they're gonna have a rubber match somewhere.
Maybe don't forget
we had
steel chain. He put steel chains around his
Yeah.
legs for that meteor. That was sick. Very, very good.
Yeah, that was vicious.
Yeah.
Then we had Cora Jade backstage saying that she's going to be the savior of the NXT Women's Division, and she likes Roxanne's new. Yeah, exactly. She likes Roxanne's new attitude. Wasn't paying attention to a word she said just because she's. I don't care.
No. Yeah.
So this is the segment that I was talking about.
Sure.
That kind of just felt like a Monday Night Raw thing. Miz TV with Oba Femi and Tony D'Angelo. I thought Tony D and Oba did really good. I just really felt like Miz was so out of place. And I don't mean that in a bad way because I love the Miz, but I feel like they should have done the heel turn for Miz a week prior instead of the night before because I felt like it was really weird for him to be on Miz TV.
Yeah.
But, it was whatever. It was a decent segment. Felt like they could have done without it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I agree.
But it looks like they're going to have another match. I don't remember. Oh, in St. Louis, they're going to have it next week.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Tony D should win. I don't think he should be the one to dethrone Oba Femi.
No, I don't think he's going to win.
You don't think so?
Oh, by the way, I don't think so. By the way, congratulations, Oba Femi, the longest reigning North American champion in history as of today. He broke Wesley's record, who established it last year, but Oba Femi is now the ruler of the North American Championship. But I don't think he's going to win. Honestly, I don't think he's.
So if not Tony D, then who?
Who knows at this point here? You have to make it someone legit to beat Oba at this point. It can't be somebody that's, unless it's someone that they're bringing in out of nowhere that we don't know of, because they're playing their cards to their vests here when it comes to bringing in talent. So, I personally don't think
it seems like they slowed down the TNA thing a little bit.
A tiny bit, just a tiny bit, but they're still working on it. So, yeah.
Yeah, I would love to see a really big contender take out Oba, like another really big guy, because I'm a really big fan of the big guy wrestling. So, I mean, I would love to see a larger than life human being take on Oba. To be honest,
we will see, man. We will see in Tuesday.
Next up, we had the weekly cake match. Great. Not great. It was a pretty decent match.
It was decent. Yeah, that was fine. Yeah.
I'm gonna sound like a broken record, man. Lola Vice's in-ring style pisses me off to no end. I don't like the bicycle kick shit. The bicycle kick stuff looks so stupid.
Oh my god. It's fine when Naomi does it, but when Lola does it, that's just whatever.
Yeah, and I'm really happy that Lola took the pinfall because Fatal really, really needed that win.
I smiled because I was like, "Oh, Chris is gonna like this." She got beaten up and she got pinned. I'm like, "Yes, good job, Fatal. Good job, yes." Yeah.
Fatal Influence went to attack after the match, and then out comes Belair and Cargill. So we're gonna get that match in St. Louis next week, I believe. Right? It's the 3-on-3.
We are. That's right. Yep. It's the head-to-head versus that other channel there this Tuesday. So gonna be interesting.
Oh, you're right. I forgot about that.
It's this week, man. Yes, it is.
Oh my god!
They got their butts kicked out because of baseball playoffs. So they have to go on Tuesday. They for some reason picked Tuesday of all days. I don't know why. You could have done it another day.
They're gonna get their throat shit down.
Oh yeah, they're definitely. Yeah.
Next up, we had the video package with Javon Evans talking about Randy Orton. I'm going to say this every single time the kid is talked about. Javon Evans is arguably rookie of the year. I think he might be one of the best younger guys that they have signed in a very, very long time.
Yeah, he and Tama Tonga for me are rookie of the years, co-rookies of the year for me, personally speaking. But but like you said, I am pulling for Javon all the way. Honestly, he gets better and better. He understands the business as well, because we've said in the past how he just gets the ring psychology. And now the fact that Randy Orton literally endorsed having to face him one-on-one is, you can't go wrong. How can you go wrong with this?
Here's my thing. I would love for Randy to do an interview segment before that match happened.
Mm-hmm.
Because I just feel like Randy being Randy, I would love to hear a further endorsement from Randy saying, I'm looking forward to facing this kid or something like that. But if we get a handshake in St. Louis, I'll be even happier.
Yeah, for sure. Now, question. Do we think Javon will pull the biggest upset that we've ever seen? I'm
going to be 1,000% honest with you, dude. I would love for Javon Evans to win that match because it would not hurt Randy at all. It would not hurt Randy one bit.
No, I think you could. Randy could afford a loss here and there because he's part of the bigger picture later on. So it's like,
right.
I think he's
look at who Kurt Angle lost to at the peak of his career on the debut, a young John Cena.
He did. Yeah, that's right. He did.
I think having Randy Orton lose to Javon would not hurt anybody. I think that'd be incredible.
Well, Kurt didn't lose to Cena in his debut. He got taken to the limit with Cena.
You know what I mean.
I know he got taken to the limit in this case here. So this could be something similar to that. But yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, cool. All right.
So then next up we had the match made official. It's going to be Belair, Cargill, and Jordan against Fatal Influence in a 6-woman tag team match.
Yep.
And then we had a nice little vignette play for Miss Delta, who is going to debut on Halloween Havoc.
Wow. And it almost looked like a Mad Max vignette, too, because of like the setting almost and all that. And then it's like Destination NXT. I'm like, okay. I like it. Good.
I love it. Then we had the main event of the show, Ethan Page against Trick Williams. I'm going to say this about Ethan Page, man. I think he is another guy that we signed that I think is probably one of the best signings that WWE has picked up.
Yes.
Because between his character, his promo work, his heel work, bro, he is literally the full package. And the fact that Tony Khan dropped the ball so hard on this man blows my fucking mind. Because Ethan Page is just really, really good.
I'll even go one better. Scott D'Amore dropped the ball on him too by releasing him. Yeah. So,
but we had Trick Willie take the W and CM Punk give the GTS to Ethan Page. So
all the credits are.
I'm wondering if there's going to be a little program there with Ethan Page and CM Punk. I am sold on that.
It makes sense. I mean, at this point, the groove. We'll get to that, but you need the next program, and Raw needs a massive heel again. So it's a quick call up. I wouldn't mind if that is the case there. So.
I would be.
He's main roster ready, anyways.
Exactly. Yeah.
Easily.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So from what I read and what I heard you guys talk about, NXT, the first show on CW was fire.
It was very fun. Very fun.
Sweet. All right, JR, you want to cover?
Find a way to be better.
Yeah,
Sick.
it was get better. Yep.
Sick. JR, you want to cover SmackDown?
SmackDown with pleasure. All right. We have Friday Night SmackDown from Nashville, Tennessee, the home of the Nashville Predators. We started off with Hardy, singer, not Matt or Jeff, introduced the phenomenal AJ Styles.
The phenomenal
Welcome back.
forearm
So,
AJ Styles.
Exactly. Welcome back to Mr. Styles there. Basically saying that, he's missed us and that it's fitting that he returns in his previous home of Nashville, Tennessee. If you remember NWA TNA, that's where they all started. And he wanted to remind people that, this is still the house that AJ Styles built. And then he got a buzzkill in the name of Carmelo Hayes coming out. And basically he's just running him down, basically berating him, saying, you're an old-timer and all that, which led to him and AJ having a fight, but LA Knight came out prior and said, if you beat him, then maybe I'll go to Nick Aldis and give you the title match. So we had a match there, but before that, we got an interesting vignette, which showed cars and the city of Detroit. So big surprise there. It seems like the Motor City Machine Guns are going straight to the main roster instead of going to NXT, as we all presumed. So
you know why that
I
might
have a thought
be.
on that.
Oh yeah, sure. Go ahead. Yeah.
Go ahead, John.
Okay. So I'm pretty sure you guys heard, but Tony Khan is invoking the clause and the contract to keep Ray Phoenix for almost a year, like 9 months past his contract to fulfill his injury time. Now, here's my thing here, and before we move on to that shit, this is my F bomb of the week. I'm just gonna without triggering any other things. Tony said that he didn't want to keep anybody in the company that didn't want to be there, right? And by all understanding, the Lucha Brothers were going to WWE. They don't want to be there anymore, obviously. So why are you keeping them, right? And that kind of like plays on where WWE would have that 90-day extension clause or that 90-day no compete clause, or keep people in a contract when they don't want to be there. So it's very hypocritical, and this is the hypocritical shit that we talk about every week with Tony Khan. Is like, this is just straight hypocrisy from
Tony has become Vince McMahon.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, he has.
It's gotten to the point where anytime that AEW does something like this, and it's something that AEW fans bitched about WWE doing years ago, it pisses me off because nobody calls it out. Just like Sasha Banks praising Vince McMahon and not addressing the allegations. Crickets.
Yeah. Well, we will talk about the Mr. McMahon thing after we cover Bad Blood. But Chris, what were you going to say about your idea?
I was going to say the same thing. The Lucha Brothers. That's probably why Motor City Machine Guns is going to the main roster.
Three great minds.
You, me, same but different.
Ja.
Yes. So we had the match of AJ Styles versus Carmelo Hayes, first time ever. Solid match between two veterans there. We then, although, had an interesting segment here. Well, not segment, but part of the match where it seemed like AJ Styles had actually injured himself, going for a couple of moves there. And he was basically favoring his left ankle. And the referee had to call the match off. So he was basically hobbling down the ramp there. And as Alicia Taylor was announcing the winner, though, LA Knight came in and gave a BFT to Carmelo Hayes, who sold that so perfectly. And I guess they will have a match for the U.S. title at some point, maybe this week or the coming weeks there. So we shall see. We
Can
then
we
had
talk about the
Yeah.
different people that are on the roster whose selling ability is just disgusting between Carmelo and Austin Theory? I don't know who's better at selling.
Well, I like low key. I would love to see Carmelo Hayes take that U.S. championship.
I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind. Yeah, he gets a lot of people stirring in terms of heel heat. He's got some good heel heat actually. That's a
Oh yeah.
heel. He's just basically like a buzzkill because it's like it's a short guy that's like trying to talk big, but it's like
Yeah.
hey, he's doing his job.
Look. Honestly, I would love to see Carmelo Hayes beat LA Knight, and then LA Knight feuds with Andrade for a little bit, and when they come back, they do match 7 between Carmelo Hayes and Andrade for the U.S. Championship.
Aside from him, I wouldn't mind. Yeah, that'd be interesting. That would be good. We then had just a replay of the Roman Reigns Cody Rhodes vignette, the epic one that happened last week, last week or so, which was
The cinema.
the cinema, absolutely. We then had a trashy match, so to speak. We had Michin versus Chelsea Green in a dumpster match. The last dumpster match happened back in 2017, where an upset happened where Kalisto actually beat Braun Strowman. If you recall, Braun Strowman did kind of like a Big Show thing where literally Kalisto drop kicked him and his feet hit the dumpster, and then they called it. They're like, "Yeah, okay, you win." Okay, then of course Braun beat him up at that time. But yeah, this wasn't a dumpster fire as we expected here for this match. This actually was pretty solid, hard hitting between the two there. Very cool segment in the end there where Michin put, although I thought it was a little dangerous, put a table across the dumpster and then did a wicked power bomb to Chelsea through the table into the dumpster. Luckily, they were both safe, thankfully. Looks like they cleared it very nicely. And Michin closed the lid and picked up the very solid victory. And I like the fact that the crowd gave her a nice reaction once again. Like I said, much like with Nia Jax, Michin has been one of the more improved superstars out there in terms of the women's division. So it's good to see her, get another solid win there. Then
I'm
of
going to
course
say
Chelsea
this about
comes
Triple
out.
H, man. I think he does.
Yeah.
Yo, my bad. Every time I talk, it's like it's a delay over when you're talking. So I'm sorry about that.
No, you're good. I'm good here. I don't have a delay.
I was just gonna say, Triple H does a very good job at building talents to the point of where they're getting reactions.
Yeah. It's really good, and Misha deserves it. Honestly, she's been kind of a big workhorse over the last 6 months, to be honest with you. So it's really good to see her get that reaction. And then, of course, Chelsea came out looking like Oscar the Grouch there. Looking which we will get to later on with her. We then had Bianca and Jade hyping up Naomi about the match. They were going to do it, and then she said, "Why don't you join us in hosting Bad Blood?" So we'll join the two in hosting Bad Blood. They were dancing, and then Bailey showed up. Bianca, of course, still has a sort of a hatred for Bailey, so she's like, great, thanks. Okay, we'll see ya." Which then Bailey just told Naomi, "Don't worry, I told you. I'm going to give you the first shot if I win the championship." So I don't know if there's like tension in there between the two, but anyways, we then had Bailey come out, basically hyping up the match, which then brought out Nia Jax and Miss Money in the Bag there, Tiffy, coming out. And basically they did a back and forth there, but then more seeds were planted, saying that, something about where Bailey basically said that Tiffany is not good enough, but she goes, "I'm sorry, I need to say something. Are you saying that I'm not good enough? Are you saying that the only reason I can beat Nia is because of this briefcase? I don't need this briefcase to beat Nia," which then brought a reaction from Nia. She goes, "Are you sure about that?" And then Tiffy, backtracks, but then Bailey says, and I actually loved this line, that she said to Tiffany. She goes, "You want me to bow down to Naya? You know what, Tiff? You're out of your mind. As much as I don't agree with how Naya conducts herself, I can at least respect and appreciate how dominant she's been. Whereas you, I have zero respect for her. I would rather bow down to a queen than patronize a stupid bitch," which brought the crowd. That was a singer.
Yeah, Tiffany called her Pam too.
Yeah, that's right. She called her Pam. That's right. Yes, that's
Pam,
I wonder if that
Pam
was
with
a
an
slip up.
N.
You notice she said
Yeah.
right after.
Is it Pam?
Pam,
Yeah.
Pan. I think we can work through this situation. P-A-N.
There's a D at the end.
There's a D in the end.
Then that bitch comment brought Tiffany angry. So got Tiffany angry, so she started to swing the briefcase. But then Bailey got the briefcase and started beating down Nia. And then that closed that segment there. And before Naomi's match with Tiffany, because Naomi came out, we saw Chelsea Green walking down. We saw Pretty Deadly get thrown off by the smell. We then had a tab down under, which was funny. Apparently, Austin Theory was eating a cake. I think it was his birthday this week. I'm not 100% sure, but he had a cake and he goes, "Ooh, this cake smells." But then Grayson, with the best line of the week, she goes, "No, that's Chelsea Green." They walked away. Then we had Garza and Roberto. They started smelling and are like said something in Spanish, but then he just walked away. And then she goes up to Nick Aldis and he puts a couple of trash jokes to her. She then walks away, and then Mello goes to Nick Aldis and he's saying, "Oh yeah, I should get the title match. I beat AJ." He's like, No. I'm gonna go talk to AJ first, and then I'll let you know." So no title match yet, but we shall see what happens there. We then had another cake off between Naomi and Tiffany Stratton. Yep. Very solid match between the two there. And then once again, the Miss Money in the Bank keeps losing because that's expected. That's what Money in the Bank winners do. She lost to Naomi with a rolling crucifix. But yeah, solid match between the two. And then Tiffany's walking backstage, and Nia says, "Instead of focusing on me, why don't you focus on Liv Morgan and the Women's World Championship?" And then Tiffany says, "Yep, okay, I got you. I'll never cash on you, Queen." So whatever. It's tension's still there, but I mean, we shall see what happens there. We then had our main event, and by God, if that last Monster Standing was physical, this one was physical as well. We had the triple threat ladder match for the WWE Tag Team Championships between DIY, the Street Profits, and the Gorillas of Destiny. Of course, that's Tama and Tonga Loa.
Are they actually calling them God now?
Well, not yet, but it just shows it here. But I mean, that's what they are. So
Broadcast has said God before, though.
That's true. Oh yeah, that is true. Yes, that is true. But yeah, this was I was standing. I was like, much like with the street fight with Wesley and Zach Wentz, my eyes were glued the whole time to that channel because these guys brought it there. These guys really brought it there between the six of them. Some really good spots there. Really good solid spots with the tables, with Tama being splashed there, and then Tonga Loa getting the powerbomb there. It ends though with the Bloodline, of course, retaining the championships. Tonga Loa climbs up to the very top of the ladder and grabs both belts, and you're still your tag team champions, Tama and Tonga Loa, to close out a very, very solid SmackDown in Nashville.
Nice. Yeah, so I wasn't able to watch it. I had to go to bed early because I had to get up super early yesterday morning to go do what I had to do. But SmackDown, from what I was seeing and reading, was pretty good. Next, yesterday we had Hell in a Cell from the State Farm Arena in Atlanta, Georgia. Mm-hmm. And look, when they Bad Blood, what did I say?
You said Hell in a Cell.
You said Hell in a Cell.
Jesus, okay. Yeah, I was reading Hell in a Cell here. Anyways, when I first saw the match card, I was like, "This is bullshit." I was like, "Why would they put Punk and Drew on first?" Like I thought that they would put Cody. I thought that they would put Cody and Roman on first. No, I couldn't have been any more wrong. Honestly, I couldn't have been. That match deserved to go first, and it was honestly, in my opinion, the better of the three of their matches, and the best match of the whole fucking card.
Yeah, 100%.
That I've seen so far.
That's Oh,
Chris, you're covering your mouth. What are you doing? You all right, homie?
He has a comment about
it. I ain't saying shit.
Yeah, okay. We had this discussion yesterday while watching it, so I mean,
okay,
it's basically what you discussed. It's the placement of the matches in this case here.
Yeah,
I think you could have done. Honestly, I think you could have probably done Roman and Cody second to last in this case here, and then you could have finished with those two, with Punk and Drew in this case here. But I mean, I understand why they put it first. I'll make my comment
after we finish the card.
Okay. Sweet. All right, so our first match of the night was CM Punk versus Drew in Hell in a Cell match. And I honestly have to say, like, in my opinion, I just watched it this morning. I haven't finished the whole show. I haven't finished the main event yet. I'm on the main event, but I did see Hell in a Cell. And I will have to say, this is probably one of the most brutal matches I have seen in a very long time. These two dudes tore each other the fuck apart. Punk got busted open first, and it looked like, if you looked, it looked like he was busted on his cheek too, and on the top of his head. They beat the dog shit out of each other. Yeah, didn't Drew get 16 staples?
Probably did, because he got cut
That's
hard.
what I'm talking about.
Oh, okay. Yeah, and then Drew got, so Punk got busted open, from my understanding, from a Claymore, and he bounced off the cage. I don't know if his face bounced off the cage or if it was just a Claymore.
He got busted open from the steel on the cage.
Okay. And then later on, just a few minutes later, Drew got busted open from the toolbox that's under the ring.
Yeah.
Punk hit him a few times and busted him open. And I haven't seen blood drip out of somebody's head or flow out of somebody's head like that in a very long time.
Yeah.
Like, that would be that shit that they turn. Yeah. That would be the shit that they turn the camera black and white for.
Yeah.
And they just let it go.
Fuck that. It's like, let's do it.
There was a spot where Punk had Drew in the sharpshooter, and Drew was fighting it as a callback to WrestleMania 13 with Austin and Bret Hart, which was really awesome. And then Drew stopped bleeding and got busted open again. Like, he had stopped bleeding, and then he got hit again. I can't fucking remember what he got hit with the second time, but he got hit again, and it just started flowing, dude. And like worse than before. And I was like, God damn it. But little bag of, oh yeah, it was probably the wrench. Because it was the wrench off the top rope. But anyways, a call back to or a call to JR's name, a bag of beads. A bag of beads was pulled out and shoved in Punk's mouth. And then Punk returned the favor with shoving it in his mouth, and his knee was wrapped with a chain. And he beat Drew with a GTS. Like I said, these two dudes beat the dog shit out of each other.
The Claymore that Drew tried to hit, and it looked like he broke his fucking back on that steel.
Oh my god! I was like, oh boy, please tell me you didn't break your back.
Brutal.
Yeah, that was vicious. Though, like, honestly, I think that was Drew's best match he's ever put on, and Punk's best match that he's put on in a long time.
Yep. Yeah. That's one of my favorite. I think right now that's my match of the year for 2024.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna put that in my candidate right now. Yeah.
Next we had the Women's World Heavyweight, or the Women's World Championship, WWE Women's Championship, Bayley versus Nia Jax. Really good match.
Yeah.
Nia continues to improve so much. And like, I know that there was like, look, it may have been a botched Hurricane Rana from Nia, but it was the fact that she pulled it off.
Yeah, she pulled it off.
The girl's like 200 plus pounds.
Yeah. And Tiffany Stratton came out and interfered after Bailey kicked Nia, and Nia fell on Jessica Carr, the referee.
Yeah, that's a rarity. A women referee getting bumped there. That's a rarity.
Yeah, someone that's not Aubrey Edwards.
Oh God.
Jesus, Aubrey Horseteeth. Anyways, so then Tiffany Stratton came down, teased like she was going to cash in the Money in the Bank. She hit Bailey. She blocked Bailey's running forearm and then hit her over the head with the briefcase. And then it looked like she was going to cash in. Jessica Carr picked up the briefcase, and Tiffany was grabbing the briefcase. Nia sat up and seen it, and then grabbed her and walked her into the corner. Bailey went on the offense, and that didn't last very long because Bailey ended up getting a top rope Samoan drop, and then the sit down splash, the Annihilator from Nia. Man, I keep saying like Nia keeps improving every single match, and I'm a huge fan of the work that she's doing now. Don't even care.
Me too. She's great. She's been great.
Yeah. Next match we had Damian Priest versus Finn Balor, and I'll say the wrong man lost, or the wrong man won.
No, we're all in agreement on that one.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Awful decision.
Yep. Really good match, really good physical match, but the ending was horseshit. Damian Priest picked up the win.
It was bullshit.
Yeah. He didn't have to win that one. Honestly, he should have been that one.
No, I mean this is like when
they did the same thing to Finn in NXT though.
That they did that,
remember when he went back to NXT and he cut a promo about Bray Wyatt. He won the title, and then after that, they just kind of made him play second fiddle to Adam Cole.
Yeah. Well, on top of that, this is like when Edge won the Hell in the Cell against Balor, right? Like it didn't need to fucking happen. Didn't need to happen. So next we had Triple H's historical announcement. He said that they created a crown jewel championship, and it's going to be the champion of the world heavyweight champion of the men versus each other, and then the women against each other. Gunther comes out, and by the way, that championship is beautiful.
I know. It is gorgeous.
Gorgeous.
Absolutely beautiful. Yes.
Do I think we need it? No. But it is beautiful.
But it's just literally because like a lot of people were saying.
I think it is needed.
You think so?
It's like it's basically for pride, and it's basically a battle of the brands because they don't have that nowadays with Survivor Series. So I personally like it. I know Chris. We both agree that it is a beautiful title. Well, we all agree it's a beautiful title.
I think it's one of those titles that you're not having to put both titles on the line to unify them for the 87th time, and in both scenarios for the men and for the women, it makes both of whoever wins those matches look incredible because they have bragging rights, like you said, Survivor Series style, over the other person.
I think the only thing I don't like about it is the fact that it, to me, feels like the greatest Royal Rumble trophy and belt. Yeah. Remember that? You remember that?
I agree.
Braun Strowman won it, and then nothing else happened after that.
That might also be because it's like a Saudi thing. That might be why.
Yeah, very true. But anyways, Gunther came out, and Gunther, said that I'm gonna win this. I'm gonna win this championship. Just like when I won the King of the Ring, you get to hand the King of the Ring to me. Now you're gonna get to hand this championship to me. And then he said, I want to introduce all the legends. I'm gonna introduce Bill Goldberg, and everybody started chanting Goldberg, and he said, "Yo, what's up, Will?" He said, I'm not gonna he's like, I'm just gonna admit something. What I said on Monday about you being my childhood hero, that was a lie. And then he looked, yeah, it was funny because he was like, that was a lie. And then he was like, what is his name? Like Goldberg's son's name? He's like, Gage. Gage, I hope. No. He said that. That was the funniest part. He was like, what's his name? Gage? Like he just doesn't even know. Like he's not worthy of his time. And he said, I hope I hope that Goldberg's a better father than he is a wrestler.
Gunther's troll level as like a menacing heel, but then just being such a dick is just so amazing lately.
Yeah.
It's just so great.
And then Goldberg gets up, over the thing, goes to rush the ring.
Yeah.
Gunther just keeps talking. He's like, come on, you got 2 minutes. Let's go.
Yeah, that's it. I got that. I got 3 minutes. I can take you.
Yeah, and like he just kept trolling Goldberg, and Sammy came out and defended Goldberg.
Yeah, of course.
And they brought up the ramp. So I mean, there could be an interference tomorrow night with Goldberg. I hope not.
No.
Gunther reminds me a bit of old school NWA heels. Yeah. I agree. Yeah.
I can see that. Yeah.
Okay, real quick before we move on. Something about Gunther that I noticed. Have you guys noticed that when he gets on the apron, he wipes it? Him and Kaiser wipe their boots on the mat. Do you know what that's why?
That's
why they do
like
that?
every wrestling school. That it's for respect.
Yeah, it's a form of respect
Because the whole respect the ring thing, like that's part of it.
Yeah, I learned that yesterday. One of my buddies that I was at our retreat with, he used to be a wrestler, and he told me that, and I was like, I never fucking knew that. I thought that it was just like
that's one of the first things they taught us in wrestling school.
That's old school respect. That's awesome. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I'm excited for tomorrow night. There's a lot going on. But next we had the Women's World Championship, Rhea Ripley versus Liv Morgan. This match was all right. I think what made the match was Dominic and the shark cage, right?
I love the fact that they kept chanting "You suck to Dom," even though he wasn't even in the match. And it's just like him inside that cage. And the fact that what we didn't know is that we thought the cage was just going to be there, but instead we were told, "Oh no, we're raising it up."
Yeah,
just like the old shark cages.
I think the funniest thing that I seen in that whole match was when Liv rammed Rhea into the barricade, and you see Dom, and he's like covering his ears, and he goes, "Yeah," and he like goes back.
I was saying that to JR. We were watching it on the PlayStation party, and I said the commentary made that whole match.
Oh my God, Corey! Yeah, shout out to Corey Graves, man. He was just on fire last night. He made me laugh. He made me and Chris laugh a lot during the whole show there.
Nice, Susie.
Dominic
knows
how to pick a prison cell lock.
Yeah, he knows how to pick a prison cell. Sorry.
Susie said, "Hey, watched Bad Blood last night with my kid." That's awesome. Susie's a good friend of mine, a good family friend. That's awesome.
Good.
And then Will says, "I just want to hear Dom yell one more time. Excuse me."
Nah.
But anyways, yeah, and then we seen Dom pick that lock, and he was trying to get out, and Rhea was like, "Jump, jump, jump!" And he fucking jumped and just hung there like a rack of meat to dry.
Yeah.
And then we seen Rhea go out with a kendo stick, start.
Yeah.
I think the other funny thing about that was when. Can you guys hear me? Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, I turned my headphones down on accident. But anyways, Rhea grabbed the camera. She said, "Come here."
Yeah.
She said, "I guess it's my birthday," and starts beating him like a pinata.
He's like, "Oh yeah." The referee's like, "Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, you deserve it. Go ahead."
You deserve it. Yeah, and I think that's why they had the head cam to just capture that.
Yeah, I have no problem. That's funny.
Yeah. But then we seen Raquel Rodriguez make her return and attack Rhea, and at first the ref acted like he didn't even see it, like at all, and then like Raquel wasn't even there right next to you, bro, and then
Yeah.
took Rhea in the ring. She did the Chicane bomb or whatever the fuck it's
Yep.
called, and then the bell rang and she put Liv on top of her. So that was a botch.
I
But
don't think she heard the bell ring, to be honest with you.
I think Chris made a really good point about Raquel Rodriguez's return. Oh, my mouse died. Anyways, I think Chris made a really good point about her return. Chris, do you want to talk about that real quick?
Yeah, man. I mean, she just came back from an illness that almost cost her career. She was in dire health. I think I can look past a minor mistake and just be happy that she's back. You know, I don't care how that match ended. I really, truly don't.
It kind of makes sense. It's a disqualification. I mean, yeah, they rang the bell. That's perfectly fine. I didn't have a problem with that. Yeah, because it still makes Liv the champion. It still made Rhea a little strong, but she didn't win the title. So because I know you were fearing that Rhea was going to win the title again, but it's like nope. Liv's doing a great job so far as a heel, as champion. Yeah. Why not keep running with it? Why not?
Very true.
Now I think they need to keep Liv and Rhea.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. So one of the bits of commentary that Corey said that was actually really cool was he said, "I hope one day Rhea meets a guy with big muscles, maybe even an Australian," in reference to Buddy Matthews.
Oh,
so that was pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
All right, so we had the main event: Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns, versus Solo and Jacob Fatu. Anyways, I didn't. I'm gonna be honest here. I didn't like the marching band coming out for that. Just they didn't feel on sync in Cody's song. I felt like it was like very out of sync. Really? It was cool. It was cool to see the band that actually played his song at a football game there to do it. Yeah. That was awesome. And then Roman had to one up Cody and got an orchestra.
Yeah, sorry.
I will say, dude, Roman coming back.
Marching band stuff, man. I was just gonna say, I think the marching band stuff, it's really hard to do an entrance like Cody's because it's a rock song. It's not just simple chords and a couple of fucking couple keys like Roman's song is. I give them props where prop is due because that is a very, very hard entrance to imitate. So I didn't mind it. It's not like it was the Mardi Gras entrance like the Jackass has on NXT, so I'm fine with it.
So anyways, I will say when Roman came out, he looked absolutely fucking jacked. God,
no homo. I want that body.
Girl, look at that body. He worked out. But anyways, I didn't watch the full match. I haven't gotten to it yet. I'll have to watch it after we're done. But what I seen, it was cool to see Roman and Cody in the ring there on a team, trying to decide who's gonna go in the ring first. And Roman's like, "Do you want to go first? I can go first. I don't have a problem going. You want to go?" And like he was literally like, "Yeah. You want to go first? You want to go first?"
But I like there was one part. I like the part when Solo came in and then Roman asked for the tag. Someone pointed out it's like the older brother is telling the younger brother, "Give me the controller. I'll beat you. I'll beat this adventure for you." So it's like I thought that tag was like kind of like that. So it's like
it's like the older brother asking for the controller so he can beat the level for him.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what he did. He's like, "Here, give me it. Give me it. You're having trouble. Yeah. I'll finish it for you." There you go.
But we seen the rest of the bloodline. So we seen Tama Tonga Loa, God come down ringside, interfere in the match, and Solo popped up and looked behind Tonga Loa and was like, "Who is that?" And it was a returning Jimmy Uso. Jimmy's back. Yeah, and that
Jim.
Also that pop for him too was huge.
Yeah.
He super kicked. He super kicked God, and then took the hood off, and had the bandana, the blue bandana. Took that down, and gave a smile, which led to Roman hitting the spear on Solo, and Solo eats the 1-2-3 from Cody, or sorry, from Roman. Chris, I know you have some thoughts about this. What are your thoughts?
I don't think Roman should have got the win. I'm going to start there. I think Solo should have got the win over Roman, because what was the point of making him the tribal chief? So I'll start there with my number one frustration with this story. My number two frustration is the fact that they little brothered the shit out of Cody Rhodes. That is your champion, and you made him look like a doofus that whole fucking match. They really fucking did, and it really bothered me a lot. I don't like how the match ended. Sure, Jimmy Uso coming back is cool and all. I have nothing wrong with Jimmy. I don't like how, even how many months are we from WrestleMania 40? I think just the simple fact that Cody has held that title for so long, trying to establish himself, and there are so many people in the community that have tried to run down Cody since he won that title. They just gave him another case to run down Cody Rhodes. They made Cody look like a complete doofus.
Yep. Very true. Very true.
Now, I think we're at a point where now we need to keep Cody and the bloodline away from each other. Completely away from each other in every entity.
Well, I think we're going to get that. I'm just going to say that. I think we're going to get that. And I have the video. I have 2 videos pulled up that I'm going to share with you guys. But at the end of the show, we seen the return of the final boss, The Rock, and he came out with the People's Championship. Yep. And he just stared down at the ring. Now I can show the post show interview that The Rock did. That was okay. It was all right. I'm not going to show that just because it's on YouTube, and we've been banned from YouTube a few times. But the other one I will show is a fan caught video of the back of what happened after the show, and I don't know. I think this was intended to be captured. Because I haven't found anything else online about it. No. So we're gonna go ahead, and I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen. And this is from, and of all places, Fightful. I fucking hate Fightful, but fuck them. But Jesus, why am I inviting? Anyways, Fightful has the video, and they were the only people that I could find with the video. So we are gonna go ahead and share this. And I'm going to put this bitch on full screen. Here we go.
You're alive, brother. Oh! Hey, now, hey! Oh, shit!
Oh, God.
What? Oh, fuck! Kevin, no! Kevin! Calm down! Kevin, what the fuck are you doing? I do that!
Yeah, that's 30 seconds too late there, security.
Yeah, so they may be keeping him away.
So they have to at this point with that attack. Yeah, I'm sure WWE's gonna, play it at some point. They're gonna, share this footage, of course, that they captured and all that someone captured, and it's like, whew,
yeah,
that was intense. That conversation seemed intense between the two there. I know we couldn't hear it, but it's just like the fact. But first off, the fact that Kevin went like this to him, and it's just like okay, and then Cody's like okay. So it's like I think. The beginning, he was like, "I'm done with all this. Don't worry." I was like, "It's all over." But then Kevin's like, "I trusted you, maybe, or I don't know. We don't know the conversation they had, but just like
maybe. Go ahead. Oh, maybe
no.
maybe WWE.com will release something about it,
Yeah,
or maybe they play it on SmackDown.
they have to. Yeah, they'll be
Yeah,
like, we have exclusive footage that was shown after the show, and it's like that kind of
yeah,
thing. Yeah,
yeah. But I mean, like that was wild, right? Because that was like a heel turn that we had been waiting on,
yeah,
right? That was something that we had been waiting on. That one and Randy Orton are two of the big ones that we're waiting on. Now, this could come where Randy's still trying to play peacemaker between the two, and that splits up Randy and KO,
yeah,
or it could be Randy's playing peacekeeper between the two, and then turns on Cody.
maybe. Remember, that's the next step here. But right now, we got Kevin and Cody. Now we
Yep.
got to heal Kevin as expected.
I love heel Kevin Owens.
Kevin Owens as a heel is very, very good. Yes, I agree. Very vicious,
Yes.
very intense. So, yeah.
Yes. Will says that heel turn should have happened maybe during the tag team match, causing Solo. Yeah,
So and Jacob.
I mean, yeah, I agree. But if you're gonna have Jimmy come back, I don't think that kind of that would have been too polluted in that sense. Like if it happened at WrestleMania, if it was a WrestleMania moment, sure, because that's a little bit convoluted. But you don't have that's a little less convoluted because it's a big show, right? But like Bad Blood's not necessarily one of the big four. Somebody calls it Big Five, where they say Money in the Bank is part of it, and I don't agree.
No,
But
not really.
no, so you want to keep it a little less convoluted. So that is a little bit more of the backstage heat that's happening. So yeah, dude, I'm really fuck.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, there's so much, moving forward. So we've got Saudi Arabia happening. They confirmed that next month or
Yep.
this month in 4 weeks. And it's going to be champion versus champion for the Saudi Arabia championship. Yeah. We got the heavyweight championship match tomorrow night, which could go anyway. I mean, when was the last time that we seen a heavyweight championship change hands on Raw? It has been a long time.
it has been a long time. Yes, I agree.
What's the big four? WrestleMania, SummerSlam, Royal Rumble, and Survivor Series. Yes.
Well, absolutely.
Yep. And there's just so much going on. And then we got KO and Sammy. I mean, or we got KO and Cody. We also have a potential of a feud between Ethan Page and Punk on the main roster, and I'm for it.
Yeah, I'm for it too. Yeah.
I was even contemplating it could have been where Punk was on the verge of winning and Ethan Page screwed him over.
I don't think you should do that. No, you should not.
You don't think so?
You let the Punk and Mike McIntyre thing finish off. I was thinking maybe it was after the match. He's getting the oxygen and all that, but then all of a sudden you see a hooded figure, or as Joe would say,
Oh my God,
it's Ethan Page.
oh my God, it's Ethan Page in a hoodie.
All right.
All right. Well, anyways, there's so wrestling is really exciting, and I'm really enjoying it. So yeah, till next weekend. Oh wait, we didn't talk about the Mr. McMahon documentary.
We did. Well, not. We can briefly talk about it because now,
Yeah.
quote unquote, I have not watched it yet, but apparently it is basically kind of repetitive of stuff we already know for the most part.
Yeah. So the Mr. McMahon series is a docu-series, a mini docu-series on Netflix, and it's 6 episodes. The first episode talks about pretty much about Vince McMahon's upbringing from being a child to who he became as a wrestling promoter. It talked about how he eventually took over the territories. And then it goes into episode 2, which it talks about the Monday Night Wars and how that ended WCW. And then it goes to talk about episode 3, his family, being a member of a McMahon family and all that stuff. Episode 4, I can't remember. But anyways, actually every single thing, every bit of interviews and footage was all captured in 2021 minus some interviews in the very last episode. and you learn nothing new about Vince.
Yeah.
You can watch it. I enjoyed watching it as a fan. I know Chris had said that he felt like it was a waste of his time because it was nothing new. And while that may be true, it's cool to see other people's other wrestlers' perspective of Vince and just how beloved he was. Either he was beloved, or a lot of people were like, "I can't talk about it." So
There he is.
at the end of the day, the Mr. McMahon docuseries was what you make it. Like, Chris, I know that you said you felt like it was a big waste of your time.
100%.
Yeah. We didn't learn anything new. There's nothing new. Yeah. I will agree. I was a little bit. Yeah, go for it.
I was just gonna say the fact that Dave Meltzer was part of it made it even worse.
Yeah.
And they used David Bixby out of everybody as a source.
Yeah.
For anything is ridiculous.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't say don't watch it. I mean, you can watch it obviously if you want to. Chris felt it was a waste of his time. Some of the interviews are good. Obviously, I didn't know how deep. I didn't know how deep the steroid scandals went back in the '90s, so that was good to hear about. It was cool to see some of the other things. But honestly, like I said, we didn't learn anything new that we don't already fucking know about Vince McMahon.
Yeah.
The one thing that I didn't like about it was it felt like, and this is something that Bruce Pritchard said at the end. He said, they said, "Have you seen the full thing?" And he said, "Yes, I thought it sucked." And they said, "Why do you think that?" And he said, "I felt like it was a gotcha piece. Like you completely missed." Yes. So Hogan was in the documentary. So they said, Bruce Pritchard said, "You completely missed the opportunity to see the humanity in Vince McMahon, like the things that you don't know, the
100%.
human that you don't know, that made sure that my wife that had cancer got the best treatment that she could in the whole country, right? And she's still alive."
A lot of people.
Yeah.
I'm
And
not
there
gonna
was
sit here and sing his praises, but to ignore all the good that he did because he made mistakes, yes, there are a lot of victims. There are a lot of people that have suffered under him. We had Owen Hart died, Chris Benoit died, Eddie Guerrero died, Brian Pillman died. I don't think anybody outside of Owen Hart is his fault, but I think the simple fact that they had Dave Meltzer in there talking about WrestleMania 3 attendance.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
Get over it, man. Like, get the fuck over it, man.
Like, brother, I don't care if there was 2 people in that whole building. That's not what this fucking documentary is supposed to be about. I don't give a fuck if it was 100,000 people and they're touting 100,000 people.
Yeah.
You're there to create damage control for AEW. That is the only reason Dave Meltzer was there. Then you have 2 completely unbiased people. You had that one sports guy, I don't remember his name, and then you had the other journalist who didn't like Vince at all. Fuck both of them for being in that documentary.
Oh, Costas. Oh, Costas was in it? Oh,
yeah.
Well,
and
Costas was in there,
my issue, another issue I have with the documentary was with Dave Meltzer, right? Like, Dave Meltzer's a person that touts AEW and says, that their fucking attendance doesn't matter, but yet he made that statement. Like at this point,
WrestleMania free attendance for really 71,000. Shut the fuck up, bro.
Yeah. Like at that point, I already disliked Dave Meltzer, but now I view him more of just a fuckboy for AEW. Like, he is nothing more than just a fuckboy for 100%. AEW. And like, any credibility 100%. He had was, they should have had Jim Cornette. Like, Jim Cornette hates everybody equally, but Jim Cornette will at least tell you how it is. I don't know.
The problem with Jim Cornette is he can't insert his opinion without an extremity being in that opinion.
Very true. Very true. I do like how they had Eric Bischoff in the documentary. It was that he was an important figure. So yeah, but I mean, take the risk if you want to watch Mr. McMahon. Don't take the risk if you want to watch it. Don't want to watch it. It is what it is. But yeah. So, anyways,
watch it for yourself. Don't watch it based off of my opinion or anybody else's opinion.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
We'll say corny Solaris when he goes on a rant. He is. But anyways, yeah, don't let anybody's opinions influence what you choose to do. But anyways, we are coming to the end of our show.
Really quick before I got cut off with my internet or whatever. The comment I wanted to make about Bad Blood is I don't care how big the star power is behind The Rock. I genuinely do not give two flying fucks about The Rock in 2024. I don't.
Yeah.
I do not think that should have main evented. Outside of my frustrations of the match itself, I do not think The Rock walking out for literally 5 fucking minutes should have main evented the show.
No.
Drew had his head split open. 17 fucking staples in his head to not main event.
Yeah. I think that's the big...
That part is dog shit.
Yeah. I think that's like also like the whole frustration that Punk had in his first run in WWE was that he was supposed to win, be the main event of WrestleMania, but you got John Cena and The Rock fighting in a WrestleMania for what? In the main event for WrestleMania for what? Like that doesn't make any sense. That's like Hogan and The Rock main eventing over the heavyweight championship.
The first one made sense. The second one didn't make sense.
No, because the second time in a lifetime. That shit don't make sense. Yeah. So, anyways, The Rock cut a stupid ass promo afterwards, really not saying anything. And he also advocated for drinking and driving because he had that fucking bottle and he was drinking from it.
Oh my god!
So yeah, subliminal messages there. But anyways, before we jump off, JR, what are you excited for this week?
Just everything that's going on. So, for those who don't know, Raw is going to 2 hours starting tomorrow until January, till the Netflix thing. I know it's kind of a mixed bag in terms of it's gonna a lot of talent's now gonna lose time in this case here, but we have that going there. It's going to be an interesting week how they start the build up to Crown Jewel there. So I'm looking forward to everything there. I'm looking forward to the NXT in St. Louis this Tuesday, especially with the Javon Evans and Randy Orton match. It's very good. It'll be very intriguing to see what happens there. Aside from that, I basically an interesting week here. It's 1 week before the long weekend here, which is probably something I should mention. I probably will not be on the next weekend, because it is Canadian Thanksgiving here. So I will be doing a lot of things, which include apple picking, which is a family tradition, and then heading up north. So that's basically what I'm looking forward to this upcoming week.
Cool, man.
Well, happy early Thanksgiving to you.
Thank you very much.
All right, Chris, what are you excited for this week?
So I just wanted to throw something out there that I overheard on the press conference from Triple H last night. He said that they don't have a set time on how long Raw is going to be on Netflix, so that kind of worries me a little bit. I really hope that Netflix lets them go 3 hours. This 2 hour format is going to be really, really weird to get used to, because Raw's been 3 hours for so damn long. And a lot of talent are going to lose a lot of time. So let's hope that they make the best out of it, because the ratings aren't really the best right now. And I feel like 2 hours is going to be something to pay attention to. Looking forward to St. Louis. Well, I'm definitely looking forward to AEW. Can't wait for NXT to cream pie him again. NXT in St. Louis is going to be pretty great. Fuck AEW forever. And SmackDown should be pretty good too.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'm excited for Raw and SmackDown. And yeah, I don't really have much going on this week, so I'm excited. Not until the end of the month, I'm going to be going to Texas for like 9 days, so I'm excited about that. But
Very nice.
yeah, yeah.
Nice.
But anyways, I'm gonna jump. We're gonna jump
Good
off.
night.
Chelsea, my girlfriend, she likes to go to antique shows or like big antique markets. And there's two every year. There's one that's outside of Salem in Massachusetts, and then there's one in Round Top, Texas. It's like an hour outside of Houston. So we're gonna go to that for 9 days. I see Jacob Fatu made his appearance.
Yeah, I forgot about that. There we go.
Oh man. But yeah, so we're gonna go there. We're gonna go sightsee. We might go to the Alamo.
I
I'm
love
not
you,
sure.
Solo.
I love you, my tribal chief. But yeah, anyways, I'm excited for that. It's like a vacation that that we both need, so I'm excited for that. And yeah, but anyways, till next week. I hope you guys have a good week. I hope you enjoy yourself, and thank you for hanging out with us. I greatly appreciate it. Is that Master Sword behind JR?
That is the Master Sword. Yes, the Master Sword and Shield from The Legend of Zelda. Picked it up at a medieval times of all places. So
Sick.
yeah, I
Hell
saw
yeah.
it. It was a good price. So I was like, sure. And then I kept it up. I kept it on like in my bedroom to start. But then I'm like, you know what? This could be a nice seat rest. So put it on my chair, and now it's a staple of my work chair. So yeah.
Nice. All right, y'all. Thanks for hanging out with us, and thanks for being here and commenting. Thank you, Will. Thank
Just do
everybody
me-
for what's up.
I was gonna say, just do me a small favor, boys, and just pray for Florida with this storm.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
I got you, buddy. I got you.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Absolutely. All right. Until next time. Until next week. If everybody can make it, if we're all good, we'll see you next week. Deuces. Ooses.
Deuces.
Later.
Deuces.